It's Alex Holman. Today I'm going to share the #1 easiest and maybe the most powerful sex technique for driving your lover insane in bed. So today I'm giving away the good stuff. I am giving away literally the easiest, most pleasurable, and possibly most effective sex technique to drive your partner crazy in the bedroom, and it is nothing but fun to do. It's one of those things that most people neglect. It's something you would never guess at, and yet it is so incredibly powerful, and it has to do with being a good receiver. You see, humans in general, we love to give. Humans love to give. There's nothing better than giving a gift and having it well received. And when you know you've bought somebody a terrific present, it's exciting. You can't wait to give it to them. And when you give it to them, they're like, oh my God, I love it. It's so great. It feels terrific. But when you spend a lot of time and effort, and maybe even a lot of money, buying somebody who you care about a really special gift, and you show up and they feel embarrassed because their gift isn't as good, or they didn't get you anything, or they feel like it was too expensive, and that maybe you two don't share enough intimacy yet, you're not close enough friends for you to have bought such an extravagant present, and they go, oh, you shouldn't have, or oh, you got me something so expensive. You know what, return that. No, I don't want that. And that's a terrible feeling, because you get in that moment the disconnect of intimacy between the two of you. Well, in sex, it's even more powerful. And it turns out that if you were to ask a group of men what they think is sexiest or best about a woman they're in bed with, what really turns them on, they'd say, well, it's that moment when she has an orgasm, when she's coming and she's making all that noise and she's really enjoying it. That's what's exciting for them. And in fact, there's a word that men use for women who aren't good in bed, and that word is a starfish. And the reason that we call a woman a starfish who's not good in bed is because she just lays there and doesn't do anything. You want somebody who gives you some feedback, who you feel like, yeah, that person's enjoying it. And it turns out, surprisingly, I think in the other direction, that women love that too. It's very disappointing for a woman when you just show up and kind of do the job and then go get yourself a glass of water and you take your pleasure in silence. What women really enjoy is a man who soaks pleasure from her body, who's vocal about his enjoyment, who demonstrates it, who's like, oh my God, I love the feeling of you, the taste of you, the texture of you, who really takes the pleasure from the gift of her body, who really takes the pleasure from his own pleasure and makes noise. You know, a great audience claps loud. And that is definitely true in bed. It is the easiest thing you'll ever do. Anyone can do it. It requires no special skills. It doesn't require large breasts or a large penis. All it requires is you authentically enjoying. This is literally the easiest and most pleasurable tip in the world. It's really about not what you do, but how much you enjoy what's being done to you. Now, of course, it may have occurred to you that you could fake this. And in fact, if you fake really enjoying sex, your partner is going to enjoy that. It actually will work. But there's something more powerful. There's something better available to you. And that's really authentically tuning into the sensation in your body, really fully enjoying it, savoring it the way you would savor a fine meal or a fine wine. And when you do that, when you give that gift to your lover of receiving them, instant great in bed, easiest technique in the world. You're going to love doing it. Do it tonight. Alex Holman with Revolutionary Sex. I will see you next week. Please don't forget, if you're watching this on YouTube right now, hit the subscribe button below. The more subscribers I get, the more love I get.